story many of you called and emailed us to look into. Since the Greenville community has said goodbye to Officer Jacobs, many are asking just how serious is the gang problem in Greenville. Tonight, I asked someone who knows.
We know that gangs exist, and so our whole premise is to learn how to coexist.
The death of Greenville police officer Alan Jacobs has so many asking if there is a gang problem in Greenville. Community activist Tracy Fant says in this situation, the problem was 17-year-old Deontay Mackey.
He's hurt the community. I mean, it's hurt the community. It set us way back in community relations with each other, race relations, our relationship with the police, their relationship with us.
We know Deontay Mackey as a confirmed and self-described gang member.
Greenville Police Chief Ken Miller said last week Mackey, who is accused of shooting Officer Jacobs and then killing himself, was also listed in the National Crime Information Center as a gang member.
A lot of people that are involved in gangs don't have that family unit, and so gangs will offer them that. And they do protect each other. They do all that they say. However, you have people now that's 30, 40, 50 years old that can't get out of their affiliation with the gang they joined when they were 15.
The chief had already started 2 gang initiatives for the summer, one called GREAT and one called Gravity, both trying to work with kids before they get into gang activity, focusing on prevention, intervention, and as Officer Jacobs was doing when he was killed, enforcement.
You have to do enforcement because there are some hardcore gang members in every community, in particular urban communities, but there are others who you can save, you can reach, and or may reach out to you if you have the right programming and the right kind of opportunities for kids to escape that life.
Now, both the city of Greenville and Greenville County confirm they are working a number of investigations of gang violence.
Continuing coverage now, the city of Seneca has set aside money for the family of Zach Hammond, the teenager killed by an officer in July. But no settlement has been reached. WYFF News 4's Mandy Gaither has more tonight from Seneca.
City officials approved $250,000 for the Hammond family here last night, but this isn't over.
It's a case that's captured attention here and across the country. Seneca Police Lieutenant Mark Tiller shot and killed Zach Hammond in the Hardee's parking lot in July. City officials last night made a unanimous decision to pay the Hammond family $250,000, but this will have to be court approved. Attorneys for the Hammonds say there's no global settlement or resolution of the litigation at this time. City Council merely voted to approve a payment that might resolve part of the litigation. No overall agreement has been reached. On the idea of a settlement, people in Seneca had this to say.
Number one, I'm sorry that the incident occurred. Number two, if the victim's family are amenable to the settlement, then I think it's a good thing there.
Well, I think it's good to get this behind us.
I think the family deserves it. No amount of money is going to bring back their child, but you know, maybe they can have some type of closure due to losing a child at such a young age for such senseless. So I think it's a great idea.
I feel sorry for the family. I think the family needs the money.
A judge ordered the city to turn over all unredacted documents from the public relations firm hired by Seneca officials by today. Lieutenant Tiller was also supposed to provide a deposition this week. The Hammond family attorney tells us none of that has happened yet. Everything has been put off until Wednesday.
Both sides say there could not be any further comment made until everything is court approved. Mandy Gaither, WYFF News 4 in Seneca.
Mandy, thank you. New information on breaking news overnight in Greenville County. A blood-splattered truck just moved from the scene where police say a man tried to kill a man in Simpsonville. Right now, police need your help to catch the suspect. WYFF News 4's Corey Davis live and local at the Simpsonville City Park, where officials say the victim had to fight for his life. Corey.
A struggle between the two men appeared to have been serious. Right now, there's blood all over the ground out here in a section of the parking lot. Blood can be seen in the area of a fight that almost turned deadly.
Well, it definitely makes me a whole lot more concerned.
Waffle fries and chicken nuggets still in the front seat of this pickup truck near the dog park at the Simpsonville City Park. Police say a man was eating his food around 9:30 Thursday night. That's when a suspect flung open his door and demanded money.
I don't understand what's going on with people in the world today.
The victim refused to give up any of his belongings and said the suspect cut him multiple times with a box cutter and tried to shoot him, but the gun didn't work. The victim was able to pick up a metal object and started beating the suspect. After that, we're told the suspect ran away.
I'd be very nervous knowing that someone's on the loose, especially drawing a weapon on an individual. I'd be very cautious.
Jeff Christie says he always saw this family park as a safe place, but wouldn't come out after dark.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here, 10 years now, and I come here weekly, and I've never noticed any disturbances whatsoever.
Police say there isn't any surveillance video with this case, so that's why they say they need your help. The suspect might have a broken left arm and some bruises on the side of his face. At 6 o'clock, we'll have more from concerned residents and the changes they would like to see here at the city park. Corey Davis, WYFF News 4 Live in Simpsonville.
In North Carolina, big business is pushing back against North Carolina's new anti-LGBT law. The legislature passed a law blocking local governments from passing anti-discrimination rules on Wednesday. The rules would grant protections to gay and transgender people. The law comes a month after the city of Charlotte passed a measure protecting LGBT folks from being discriminated against by businesses. We'll have more on this legislation coming up at 5:30.
Meanwhile, in Georgia, some of the top film production companies in the nation are threatening to pull out of Georgia. The companies say if Georgia's religious freedom bill is signed into law, they will cease production in that state immediately. WYFF News 4's Tim Waller is here now with the very latest. Tim?
Gabby, we're talking about 4 very large and very well-known film production companies: Disney, Viacom, AMC, and the NFL. All releasing statements say they will leave the state of Georgia if Governor Nathan Deal signs that bill. The Religious Freedom Bill would allow Georgia business owners to deny services to gay and lesbian couples citing religious principles. The companies threatening to leave say the bill is discriminatory, and they say leaving that state would cost Georgia $6 billion. A local film expert told us there would also be a cost to communities where movies and TV shows are being filmed.
A lot of times these film production studios will build a park, they'll upgrade their downtown, real money, and then they leave. So there's no environmental footprint. In fact, there's an improvement.
Georgia Governor Nathan Deal has until May 3rd to sign or not sign the bill. At 6 tonight, we're going to hear from a Georgia senator who believes the Religious Freedom Bill is too important not to become law there. Gabby?
Tim, thank you. And right now we want to bring you back out to our breaking news in Greenville County, which is impacting the evening commute. Take a look. These are live pictures on I-85 near Pelham Road, near the Pelham Road exit there. And as you can see, traffic is really backed up. Now, we're told an accident happened in this area around 4 o'clock this afternoon in the southbound lanes. Highway Patrol is reporting injuries tonight. We do not know the extent of those injuries at this hour, but we will, of course, keep you posted here on air on WYFF4.com and our mobile app.
Coming up, new information tonight from that brawl in Augusta, all of it caught on camera.
Plus, a heinous crime in North Carolina has police asking for the public's help tonight.
The pollen is in the high category right now, but as we head into tomorrow with more dry conditions, it's going to be about as high as it can go. Your cars will be green, you will be sniffling and sneezing. There is relief on the way, though. I'll have that forecast for you coming up.
New information tonight out of Brussels. We have learned that the boyfriend of a Georgia woman is among those killed in the terrorist attack. Emily Eisman says Bart Megum was on his way to Athens, Georgia to meet her. He was last heard from on Tuesday morning, the morning of the attacks. His mother was notified today of her 21-year-old son's death. Eisman said her boyfriend had been studying marketing at Houst University in Belgium. The couple met last year. And authorities confirmed that 2 people with U.S. ties were also killed in the terror attacks. The family of Alexander and Sasha Pinzowski say the 2 died in the bombings. They were siblings. Authorities in the Netherlands confirmed the 2 were Dutch nationals, but both apparently had lived in the U.S. for some time. The father of Alexander's fiancée says the family is grateful to have closure on this tragic situation.
A syndicated television show will spotlight an unsolved homicide that happened in the upstate 9 years ago. According to the Oconee County Sheriff's Office, the show Crime Watch Daily is looking into the murder of Stacy Holzenbach. The 19-year-old Clemson student was found strangled and floating in Lake Hartwell in February of 1997. No arrests were ever made. The show will air on Tuesday, March 29th. Deputies want people to know that a cash reward is being offered for a tip leading to an arrest in the case. In North Carolina, a heinous crime has police asking for the public's help. Police say a skull of a World War II veteran was stolen from a mausoleum at a cemetery in Hickory. That's in Catawba County. Police say the thief pried open the marble faceplate, shattered it into pieces, only taking the skull. The grave belongs to an 84-year-old man who died in 2008.
It's just an evil thing for somebody to do, desecrate a grave and, desecrate a body. It's just terrible.
Police have stepped up security and patrols in the area. The casket is being stored at a local funeral home.
Troopers in Haywood County say a man was killed this morning near the entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway. It happened around 9 a.m. Highway Patrol says the man, whose name has not been released, lost control of the vehicle, crossed into the median, and the car was hit by another car. He died at the scene. Troopers say the driver of the other car was okay.
Continuing coverage tonight out of Georgia, 10 people now facing murder and aggravated assault charges after a deadly brawl in South Augusta.
This is a story that has been shared many times on social media. Officials say 18-year-old Jamaje Bell was killed during the brawl that was caught on camera. Mike Miller reports.
This type of behavior is not going to be tolerated. When you talk about senseless killings, all murders are bad, but this is the epitome of a senseless homicide.
It's a street brawl gone deadly, one involving dozens of teens and adults, including parents. It's something that Sheriff Richard Roundtree has never seen before.
Anytime you have a parent driving a child to any location for the purposes of fighting, there's something wrong. There's something wrong within our community, something wrong within our culture, something wrong within our society.
Investigators say the disagreement started weeks ago at Glen Hills High School. They say two of the girls involved were fighting over a boy.
School had an administrative hearing around the altercation between the young ladies, so that was handled internally. So after that, this situation just continued to escalate, and it got to the point where people just start choosing sides.
Roundtree says the brawl video has been useful to investigators because a lot of witness statements contradicted what actually happened in the video. The clip and this photo have been all over social media the past few days, something that has surprised the sheriff.
Not only are we engaging, our young people are engaging in this type of behavior, they're promoting it, they're celebrating it via the social media site, and that's disturbing.
Wow, investigators are still looking for anyone involved in that fight.
The sheriff's office says it will charge people with the stiffest penalties possible.